Week 9 waiver wire. Week 9 waiver wire. We've got to break down this game. Packers crush the Steelers. Week 9 waiver wire. How do you recover from the injuries? Judkins' shoulder. How bad is that going to be? Barkley injured. We've got a lot to go over. Obviously, Skattebo, Tracy now becomes relevant. A lot to break down. Harvey got cut. Harvey got cut in a lot of... Let me tell Ma. Ma!
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Hey, Ma! Yeah, people cut Harvey. Check the waiver wire, Ma. She's cooking that meatloaf right now, trying to get it all worked out. But we've got a lot to go over. And we also have bye weeks coming up. This is kind of another mini bye-mageddon. But the Eagles and the Browns are on bye, as are the Jets and the Bucks. So Booker's on bye. Baker hopefully can get his head right. But the injuries to both Judkins and also Barkley are going to, with the bye week, hopefully be resolved. So I think this would be something where we're definitely feeling a pretty solid about their returns right now. But news might change that in the morning. News might change that at midnight. Maybe Judkins, there's some big fear that he broke his collarbone. We'll know more after that news breaks tomorrow. But right now, I'm not feeling like Judkins is out a significant amount of time, but we'll have to play that by ear. Oh, man, I just feel so bad for Skattebo right now. Drop a scat pack, prayer emoji for the guy. Tracy's obviously going to step in and replace him. What's he worth? I got the board right here. I don't know if you guys can see this waiver wire board. Will go to a bigger view here. Week number 9. We could organize this in different ways depending on your need. I'm doing it kind of in tiers. Week 9, tier 1, Vidal, Gadsden, Travis Hunter, Woody Marks, Bashal Tootin, RJ Harvey. I got cut in so many leagues. Smitty, should I drop RJ Harvey or should I wait until after his hat trick? Fannin looked like a machine. He also has an undisclosed injury. We'll have to play that one by ear and see what's up there. But he has a bye week. Judkins has a bye week to rest the shoulder. Hopefully it's not a broken clavicle or a very damaged AC joint. It's something more of like a sprained shoulder. And Barkley, we'll see what's what with Barkley. I do believe this bye week couldn't have been placed more beautifully. In tier 2, we've got Ollie Gordon, Hendy, Kincaid, Bigsby, Tracy, Sampson, Dylan Sampson, Franklin, Shakir. In tier 3, do I have Sampson in both tiers? Yeah, I got Sampson here. I'll take Sampson out of here. Tez, Booty, Pitts, Wandell, Njoku, Malik Washington, Jackson Dart, Mason Taylor, Hutchinson, Fields, Flacco, Stroud. This isn't including everybody. We can definitely toss around somebody. If you feel like somebody should be added, and it's not like, oh, Smitty, you should add the 7th, string, whatever. Like an obvious glaring, hey, Smitty, did you know that this guy's available in X number of leagues and I don't know that? I would love to know what you think. So put a green check mark emoji. I won't be seeing it if you don't put the green check mark emoji. Green check mark emoji and player name. And I'll look to see if we need to add them. Like Benson, that's a good one to add. We'll put Benson here. Benson needs to be kind of on the lookout. That's a good one. Benson. But make sure you put a green check mark or I won't see it. Spears. Yeah, we could put Spears probably right here. Spears is a good one. See how many people don't follow instructions. Tank Bigsby. Already got Bigsby on here. At least I should. Yeah, right here. Bigsby. Bigsby's on here. Read the board first. Watson. Probably Christian Watson needs to be on here. He looks pretty good. We'll see how long he stays healthy. I saw BBQ say in the Patreon. I'm surprised he didn't get hurt on that play. A long pass. But he looked good. Let's see here. Everyone in tier 1's rostered. Jesse, I'm so sorry your league's so special and you don't play with a bunch of peons. I'm so sorry, Jesse, that your league, maybe we should do our whole show around just your league, Jesse. Maybe we shouldn't use the 25-30% availability. and only do it for you. Kareem Hunt, I don't know. Sure, if you want to. I'm not going to waste my pen. Okay, Davis. Yeah, we could put Davis on here. I think Davis probably deserves to be on here for sure. We got Brashard Smith. Tier 1 Tracy. You could put Tier 1 Tracy. I'm fine with that. You could probably squeeze him in. Maybe we move, let's move Stafford and Love over. So we'll put Tracy here. Not that this isn't in necessarily a total order because of basically, you know, you might have different needs. You might need a quarterback. So I kind of just put them in tiers. So we got Stafford. We'll put Stafford right there. We'll put Love right here. And if I had to like prioritize this and say what my favorite ad of the week would be, overall, I think Vidal helps you the most now, and Gadsden now. I think Hunter is certainly right there. Marks is tuning it up, turning it up. Harvey's still a ways away. I mean, he did what he did, but he's still sharing carries. If an injury happens, I think what was proven today is that Harvey goes to the mother freaking other galaxy if Harvey gets in there getting all the work. Fannin, bye week, but love him. Stafford, obviously you need a quarterback coming off a bye. Stafford's your guy. Love just exploded. You could put Love 1 if you needed a quarterback and you're in dire straits. Totally understandable. Tracy, if you had Skattebo and you don't want to mess around with any of this and you can't get Vidal, let's say, then Tracy would be a good grab for you. Ollie Gordon, if you own HM, might feel tier 1 to you. If I had to say now, to help me now, if I needed a player, Vidal is going to be given so much work. He's a low-end running back 1 at times, probably plays like an evened-out high-end running back 2. So Vidal is going to be that good, that steady, that consistent. And even when Hampton comes back, he's going to be eased back. So Vidal is going to probably continue to play like at this level. Gadsden, top 5 tight end, top 6 tight end going forward. Tootin on the rise, but so good that he could be Vidal good if Tootin gets into the lineup. Woody Marks is unbelievable. They just need to feed him. This midseason monster we predicted just needs the mother freaking ball, as does Harvey, as does Fannin, and Fannin's getting it. Now, Fannin has an undisclosed injury, but he's got a bye week. He hopefully heals up. This guy just needs the work too. Travis Hunter, and with BTJ injured, we'll have more on that probably tomorrow. Hunter could soar to the moon. Now BTJ's being a diva, and now BTJ's messing with the social media, taking off the Jaguars, putting on the Jaguars. The Jaguars are reportedly willing to listen to trade calls. People call them up, they'll hear them out. So grab Vidal, grab Gadsden, grab Hunter, grab Marks. Those are, and love Stafford. Those are the guys helping you immediately. Tracy next, immediately helping you. The rest of these guys are going to be, if you're starting some of these guys on the regular, you're probably in trouble. You know, Booty's pretty nice, but you want to put him into the lineup like on, you know, bye weeks and flex situations. You could say Pitts could be your every down guy. Wandell's a decent wide receiver 3, Malik Washington. But this section right here, I mean, Benson comes back and proves healthy. He could jump into in another tier. But these guys right here, no one should be banking on these guys right here week in and week out. And for the most part, in this group, maybe Franklin becomes close to a wide receiver 3 right now. He could be inconsistent. Shakir's a wide receiver 3 locked in. Kincaid can be a tight end 1 locked in. Tracy can be a flex option locked in. Depending on the injury to Judkins, we'll find out more tomorrow. Sampson could be locked in. Spears is kind of a borderline matchup play, flex play. Bigsby, let's see how Barkley is. He would be locked in for more work. But right now, Ollie Gordon feels like the closest player here. He and Hendy, look, you can make fun of Hendy all you want. Hendy had 70 yards on 10 carries. He did fantastic, and he didn't get that in garbage time. He got the first 30 of that right at the beginning of the game. Hendy is getting more and more involved. Ollie feels like he's going to be a touchdown threat each week, but we thought that once as well. And now we're back to, you know, this situation where we're pretty sure he's going to get work again. Harvey, just do not leave him on waivers. That's a league winner. If I had to pick one player from tier 1 or any of the tiers that I was stashing, I cannot use him. Like, let's say you told me, hey, Smitty, I want to grab Vidal because he's getting tons of work, but I can't use him. I'm not going to start him anytime soon anyway. Then I would say Harvey's actually more valuable to you because he can be a league winner. Marks is probably more valuable to Tootin. Get Tootin later because you can, but he's kind of in that same vein. I wish there was a way to tell you that there's an absolute ranking here, but there's not. Especially the deeper we get into the thick of things, everybody's got different needs. I just want to give you the most plentiful list I can, the deepest list that can help you. And when people complain about, oh, no one's available in my league, like, you don't even understand what you're saying. Some people play in really tough leagues that have very small benches, and so thus you can find a guy like that in a very tough league. Some people have leagues that have 12 bench, spots, and it's not even a very competitive league, and none of these guys are available. Not everybody lives in your world. Everybody plays in a different league with a different format. Some people play in 10-man leagues. Doesn't make them less of a human being. They still need waiver wire advice too. So just close your eyes when I'm talking about the tier 1 and imagine I'm talking about tier 2. Or fast forward to tier 2. Whatever helps you. Stop complaining. Yeah, that's it. It's very, very simple and short tonight as far as the waiver wire talk. We'll reference it. I'll put it in the corner, but this is my waiver wire show. Travis, if you want to dial in real quickly before I get to the super chats, you can. Sometimes Travis calls in and has some of the roster percentage stuff that I overlook or whatever. So you can feel free to dial in. Travis, not anybody else. The phone lines aren't open yet. But yeah, we'll get to the phone lines in a minute. I'm going to jump straight into the super chats, and then once we get those done, we'll potentially take some phone calls. But this is your week 9 waiver wire board right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the these are the guys. Woody Marks, man, the sky's the limit for Woody. Sky is the limit for Woody Marks. Coming off the bye week, he looks fantastic. They utilized him like crazy. They're throwing the football to him. They're running the ball with the kid. He's their touchdown nose for the end zone type guy. And he comes into this thing with pass protection awareness, pass protection skill set. Woody Marks is a fantastic player. But this guy right here, hat trick as a backup. When's the last time a running back that's sharing carries and not just in a 50-50, he's not even in a 50-50. When's the last time a running back outside of a 50-50 divide was getting a hat trick? This guy looks explosive. He looks shifty. He looks unbelievable. I got all of his touchdown runs today on my Instagram. If you pull up my Instagram, and it's my most recent video, you can see it right here in the top corner. It literally just shows this man punching in touchdown after touchdown. And this one, getting the direct snap, was unbelievable. Go check it out on my IG. Should Judkins owners grab Sampson? Absolutely. But again, that doesn't mean just because you own Judkins, you should grab Sampson over Vidal. Vidal is a great ad. Travis Hunter is a great ad. Woody Marks over Sampson's probably the right move. Gadsden over going Hunter if you need a tight end and you're good at wide receiver. That's why I can't really rank it at this stage in the game. There's just too many different avenues to look at. You just got to look at the board. You can ask me a specialized question and we can try and nail it down as to what player is the right one for you. But I tiered it out so that you'd have at least a good feel for where everyone kind of lingers in terms of overall value comparatively to other positions. But whether you grab Vidal or Gadsden or Hunter or Woody Marks, or you're strategically grabbing Tootin because he finally got dropped and you own ETN, or Harvey got dropped and you didn't listen to me and you left him on waivers and he goes out and has a hat trick and now you're racing to the wire with everybody else to grab him, or you didn't listen to me and you dropped Fannin. You know, Fannin shouldn't have been dropped. I don't know why people didn't believe in Fannin. He's a rookie, and he's so good. He was so good in college, and he's only going to get better. Every week he's going to get better. They run him out there like a wide receiver, and Njoku's back, and Njoku even scored, and Njoku's over here. But this is the guy. This is their top wide receiver option. He was a wide receiver in college in a tight end body. He outperformed every wide receiver in college football in yards and receptions. We've said it all offseason. We said it all in season. Fannin beat out Jeremiah Smith, Ted McMillan, Travis Hunter, every wide receiver in college football, in FBS. Fannin outplayed them in yards and receptions and was like 12th or 13th in the nation in touchdowns. He was literally the best wide receiver in the nation, and he played tight end. And his name is Harold Fannin. And everybody doesn't seem to realize how good he was. So we're here to remind you over and over and over. Now, hopefully his undisclosed injury is not a big deal. And as we're speaking, I don't know if there's any updates coming in on Judkins right now as I'm live. Sometimes that stuff trickles in right after this game ends. So I'm trying to keep tabs. Travis, maybe keep tabs on it too if you can. If there's any update to Judkins or Barkley, but if anybody's been living under a rock, Cam Skattebo is out. Not only for Travis, you there? I don't know if my audio is working. I don't think it is. Hold on a second. Let me get my. Hold on, Travis. Let me see if I can pull up. I got to turn on my speaker. This thing happens about every 3 times. All right, here we go. Now I should be able to hear you. So, Travis, keep tabs on Judkins or Barkley or anything else. But anybody living under a rock, Skattebo.
The tough thing with them, too, ETJ probably where we
the bye week.
No, they're on bye.
Yeah, they're just not going to tell. They don't need to tell us as much. I think as for Skattebo, just real quick, because people probably want to hear about Scat. I talked about it earlier, but not everybody's watching every minute that this show produces. So let me just hit it real quickly, and then let me go to Travis real quick. So the player in question right now, the player we're talking about, unfortunately, is this monster Cam Skattebo, who severed his ankle practically. And the thing that people need to understand with this injury, similar injury that Godwin had, we'll find out how identical it is. But Godwin, damn, my whole screen's all over the place. Godwin is an older player, so it's not completely fair to compare Godwin and Skattebo. And we don't know to what extent he damaged all the other ligaments and such in his ankle. So we'll know more later. But what I can tell you is the ankle is designed to flex the way that it goes. And when your ankle, like Skattebo's, is sitting at an angle, he's literally laying and his legs like this. And this is how I got it on my Instagram if anybody wants to see. And people say, why don't you post that? I post it because it's important to know the details and the severity of an injury, because we're making decisions off of it. Yes, we do have to move on with our lives too and figure out whether we're trading, selling, holding. That's part of this game. But your ankle, you can bend it, like everybody can take their ankle and bend it a little bit. His ankle just resting was like this. That's how his foot was. Your ligaments don't have that much slack. And so you tear them. And so there's a very highly unlikely chance that he has some sort of clean severed ankle. It's going to be a mangled mess in there with broken bones. Probably the fibula or tibula is going to be actually broken. They'll have to put a screw in there. They're going to have to repair everything that's damaged in there. It could be multiple different, hardware placed into his ankle. And this is a running back. This is not a quarterback that gets to drop back. This is not a different position, linebacker. This is a running back that needs his explosive ability to hit the hole. When you lose that ability to hit the hole, even if it changes for you, like your style of play, he's used to hitting the hole a certain way at a certain speed. You change any of that for a player, he plays different. He can't play the same. There's a strong chance that this guy never really returns to form. And if he does, because he's young, it's possible he'd have to have almost a miracle type ankle dislocation where it's just wild how flexible this guy is, how much his bones endured, how much the ligaments endured. It would have to be a miracle, but it's possible because he's younger, right? So we got to keep an open mind. I'm just trying to prepare people that just having this injury alone makes him so susceptible. Like Todd Gurley with the knee arthritis, he will have arthritis and an inability to stave off of early arthritic symptoms and deterioration of his ankle and his ligaments and arthritis and all that stuff. It's just gonna hit him pretty hard. And at this position's grueling. The way he plays is grueling. I just want to prepare people that there's a strong possibility. I wouldn't say an absolute, but a strong possibility that he never returns to form. And if he does somehow make it back next year, mid-season, I don't think he'll be ready week 1. Maybe. You never know. Again, it depends on how bad it is when they look at this tomorrow. They give us the information tomorrow or the next day. But there's a stronger chance he never returns to form, or if he does, he has a very short career. That's just the way it is. It sucks to hear. It sucks to say. We love Scat. Scat is one of our favorite players. It did feel like it was too good to be true the way this guy played. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like in retrospect, you look at it, you're like, I kind of knew that it was going to be short-lived. The way he plays is too crazy. And granted, I don't think he necessarily got hurt because of the way he plays, but it's just injury's going to be inevitable for him because this guy's a battering ram. Just an absolute battering ram. Who can hold up under that? It sucks. He's such a magnificent player to watch. Standing ovation for our boy Cam Skattebo. And then we'll talk about Tracy right now real quickly. So,
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Cam Skattebo, we wish you a speedy recovery. Yeah, as we always say on this channel, that, CTE gets Cam Skattebo. Skattebo doesn't get CTE. He's just, God, this guy's fun and amazing to watch. And Dart was torn up. He was screaming and yelling on the sideline, but he handled it the way you'd expect a quarterback to handle it, not like Stroud handled it when Tank Dell got hurt. But, okay, anyway, so Tracy, some say they want him in Tier 1. We moved him into Tier 1. I've got Tracy. Did we move Tracy up here? So we can move Tracy from here. So we move Tracy up. Samson we'll keep down here. Now, if something happens to Judkins that is long-term, then Samson can move up into Tier 1 as well. And I'm not saying Tracy over Stafford or Love. I'm not saying Tracy's like right next to Tootin. It's just he's in Tier 1 consideration because the volume's probably going to be there for him. All right, Travis, what did I leave off? If you have anything that you noticed, or is there a glaring percentage that you wanted to comment on that people might not know?
No, just either because of the bye. I don't know, and I think Huey, because those percentages are off, but like Yahoo, he's still available 25%. Huge for a guy of his talent. And then either a little lesser with the line coming up and getting into weeks, heading towards the playoffs. Teams that want all that need to start thinking ahead. I'm not saying like sell out, but think ahead with handcuffs and stuff. And Blue, you have Devontae, you need to have, I think, at this point, because they gave him a series of, I think they threw to him a couple. They took him out when they got the goal line. Like,
yeah, that fumble he had was bad. Like he shouldn't have had. Like that was wrong. You can't go in there and fumble the ball. But yeah, he still needs to be monitored. Still an exciting kid.
And Isaiah Davis from the Jets. I know it's against Cincinnati, but again, he could be a starting running back. So just like keep an eye on it. I think you covered it pretty thoroughly, actually.
Yeah, I wish there was more to go over, but I think it's a vague blender. There's really no way to say Vidal's the guy you need to have. Vidal, go get him. If you don't get him, you're like he is that guy. But what if you can't even use him the coming weeks? What if you're more so saying I need a receiver? Then it's Hunter. You know, if you need a tight end and you're just bleeding out at the tight end position, then it's Gadsden. I'd probably say Marks is in the conversation of being as good as Vidal, though, because he might be the long-term full season option, whereas Vidal could face competition when Hampton's back. I don't really think Hampton's going to ever really come back during the year. I think the problem with Hampton is he's in a walking boot right now. He's in a walking boot. This isn't Forrest Gump, where while people are chasing him, he breaks the walking boot off and just starts running full speed. His one leg is probably inches smaller than his other leg because he can't run. The atrophy's been tearing into his muscle. So he's got a week or two of ramping up minimum. And if he doesn't, he could re-injure very easily. But so I don't really know. I kind of think Vidal's going to be probably the starter all year long. But Marks could be in the argument here of being as good now and safer long term. Tootin could be better than all of them if and when he gets into the lineup. They're just so hard to really quantify, you know. And Harvey's the most dangerous player on this entire mother freaking board. Him and Hendy are the most dangerous players on this entire mother freaking board. Dangerous for your health because you're stressed, but also the most dangerous to be fantasy football conglomerates, some monsters that take over the whole fantasy football landscape. Problem is, we don't make these decisions, and the telephone tough guys and the keyboard warriors and the Debbie Doubters out there that are going to say right now, typing, Hendy's trash, Harvey's trash. The only reason Harvey did well is because he got in there late in the game. Harvey did amazingly spread out throughout the entirety of the game. Hendy did amazingly, minus the fumble, and this is only fumble since high school. He never fumbled in 4 years of college. He looked amazing throughout the entirety of the game, and he got 30 of his yards on 2 carries, 15 yards a pop at the beginning of the game. These are the most dangerous players on the board. I'll circle them. Harvey, Hendy, and probably Gadsden, and I would say Hunter, Marks, and Tootin. These are the most dangerous players on this entire board. They don't come with guarantees. The only one that has what looks to be a guarantee right now would be Gadsden. The rest of them, we don't know. Hunter probably is almost like a almost fully locked in guarantee. The only concern would be, we've seen coaches do dumber things where they're like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and dial them back. You know, like we don't know what Liam Cohen's going to do. I mean, we haven't understood anything he's done up to this point anyway. So it's like, how the hell do we know? But I do believe the one that's guaranteed the most is Gadsden. Marks is inching toward it. Tootin's the furthest away, but the most dangerous. That's the furthest away, minus Harvey and Hendy. Look, this is a good board. I'll be honest. I can't remember a year where in week 9, I've been as excited about the waiver board. It's a pretty deep looking board. It's just, there's not a lot of guarantees, but there's so much value on it. This is crazy. This is a lot of value.
Did you have the guy near DK? I know they're starting to become like Forge guy. It looks like.
Yeah. I don't think, did I put him on here? I don't think I did. What did he finish with this week? He was like 7 for 93. Yeah, he's probably got to be on here. I'd say he's kind of deserving in this tier 2 maybe. Put DK there. Maybe top of 3. I don't know. We'll put him in here. I think he's deserving as Shakir Franklin. I think if he's getting that much consistency. We're talking about 70 yards and a touchdown in week 7 and then 93 yards in week 8. It's pretty consistent. It's 2 games. Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's so hard. It's hard to know with Nico because when Nico comes back, it all changes. But you know, Jalen, Noel or Noel, or he's been seeing more. So those slot guys always seem to pop up when offenses are struggling. So,
yeah.
Tougher with that,
All right, let me get through these super chats, Travis, and then call back if you got anything else. Do you have anything else you want to add on the Week 9 waiver wire board? Anything else that stands out?
I think you got it covered. Yeah, I'll call back if you open them up.
It's pretty self-explanatory. Oh, Manungai, that's a good one.
To get these guys.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say necessarily tier 1 because he's not in there, but he is Manungai. We'll put right here.
Oh, and one thing I was just going to say that he could be tier 2 at the right place for him. Sure. Years is interesting. That's so he can help you. That's his problem. But he has the PPR work, and then Pollard just doesn't look great, and he could even be a guy that gets traded off to a team that wants running back depth.
Yeah.
I
can't seem to write him. All right, yeah. Manungai, put him right here. There, now you can read him. Maybe you can't even read that though. But anyway, you can read it when I zoom in. So Manungai's right here. Manungai, Spears. Okay, we got it. So the waiver board looks pretty good. Bam Knight. I mean, if you want, I'm not gonna write him down, but sure. That's it. That's it. The waiver board right there for week number 9. Let me screenshot this in case we end up deleting this, and I can at least put this back on the screen, especially throughout the week. And it will change. There'll be a player that we didn't quite think of, and we'll need to add that player. Let's get to these super chats. We got a what is this? A $100 super chat from Gary. Gary, you still here? Everybody's pretty.
Smitty. Everybody's pretty. $100+.
Gary, appreciate you. This is one of the most injury-riddled seasons ever. But today was a pretty good day, aside from the Skattebo, Judkins. Today was a pretty monster day. I mean, we had so much fantasy scoring from show guys, but just that Skattebo injury and the Judkins and the Barkley, it kind of was a gut punch as great scoring happened. Hey, Smitty, this scat stuff has me in tears. My league winner. Hopefully he's back next year. Anyways, 3 to 5 win streak. 2 got Dart, Fields, JT, Scat. Well, Woody Marks is stepping up right in the nick of time for you. And then hopefully Hendy continues to progress. Rice, JJ, you're not going to miss a beat, bro. You got a really, really good team. To be honest with you, if you can only start 3 wide receivers and 2 running backs, then that might not be the case for you. But if, let's say it was, we'd have a kind of a struggle bus moment at some point with Marks and Scat, and then hopefully Hendy. So you might be just fine, bro. You think I can make the play? Absolutely. Marks is definitely going to level you out, and then if he doesn't, then Hendy's going to step up. I love your team, bro. I don't even think I'm thinking about dividing and conquering at all. At all. This is a really good squad. Very, very good team. Rome's doing very well. Even if Beijing gets in there, it'd be even better. Appreciate you, Gary, for the $100 hauler. You're the man, bro. Your team's still very good. Down by 23 points. Have Mariota and Debo left to play. Also, should I drop Benson or Sharps to grab the Washington defense to secure the points? Aloha. I mean, I guess I dropped Benson because he's so far, he's still a little ways away from being back, full go and all that I think that's probably the best move if you need the defensive scoring points. Yeah. But I'm not if you think you can win the week, I would definitely consider that for sure. But I'm just dropping Benson. I'm not dropping Sharps or anybody like that. Smitty, 14-man, half PPR, Dak, CDT, Nico, Gibbs, ETN, Vidal, Tootin. I trade Monty and Tyler Warren for ETN and Nico. Thoughts? Woo. Probably say I would do that, I think. It's such a tough trade because I love Tyler Warren, but Nico, I don't think we can. He was concussed. It's not like he's got some lingering injury that he's going to bring into next week. You're not sure how he's going to do. His bye week is out of the way. I would love to, because you have Tootin and ET. Wait a minute. I love trade Monty and Tyler Warren for ETN and Nico. Monty, Tyler Warren for ETN and Nico. I don't understand, bro. You just said you have ETN. I traded Tyler. Okay, you already did it, and you're just listing your team. Okay, yeah, I like the move. I love that you got ETN and Tootin now. That's pretty secure to go right next to Gibbs. I think it's a pretty nice move, bro. I hate getting rid of Tyler Warren, but it's a nice job. Great job, Joseph. Appreciate you. I don't think you made a mistake. I like it. I appreciate you. Harvey and Flacco led the way with my Judkins going down and Lamar and Bucky out. One without having to pick up a kicker. Absolutely fantastic. 7-1 now thanks to your show. I appreciate you dropping the super chat, my boy. Oh, please tell me you won. Please tell me you won. Husseini, tell me you won. I haven't read your message yet. I've been thinking about Husseini winning. Smitty, wow, Boswell with 20 points came in the clutch for me. Now sitting at 97.35 with Rice left to play. Opponent has 99.96 with JCM and the Chiefs D. He's on his way. Interesting. He has JCM and the Chiefs D. I think you're looking good at least. This is gonna be a very close and fun fought battle. Meatloaf, get the meatloaf ready, Ma. We're sending some to Husseini. I smell meatloaf. Package it up. I mean, that's fantastic news. I thought maybe we were gonna know if you won or not today, but that's right. You're inching your way closer. Should I offer Chase Brown for Rice? I mean, maybe you can get that after this game. Who knows, man? I'm laughing about it, but man, I don't know. Chase Brown had such a good day. We love our boy Chase Brown. He's back. Chase Brown is back, baby. He is back. Chase Brown. Oh, yeah. Chase Brown. Touchdown. You hear that sound? It's Chase Brown. So I would definitely take a Rice, but I don't know. It's possible that somebody does that. You probably have to throw in something. I'd imagine like a Sutton, and wouldn't want to do that really. Throwing Marks. I don't know if I want to do that. I'd probably throw in Marks to get Rice. I probably would. I don't know. Chat, would you rather have Rice and Chase Brown or Sutton and Chase Brown or Rice? Such a tough call. We love our boy Chase Brown, but I think I'd rather have Rice. Drop Devin Neal or Coker. GT, I don't know. I mean, context would help here. I would say, sure, I'd drop either one. I don't really care for either one too much. May, Dart, HN, Bill, Hendy, Harvey, JJ, Egbuka, Diggs, T-Mac, Otten, Pitts, 2 and 5. Any trades, T-Mac, Diggs, Otten, for Nico Bowers, Dobbins. I definitely take the Nico Bowers, Dobbins. You know what? I would even leave Dobbins out if you think that's going to help him make this trade. I mean, Nico and Bowers for T-Mac, Diggs, and Otten, you should be doing that. Don't ask for Dobbins. You're getting greedy. Or Kamara, ETN. I don't want Kamara, ETN. I would just take Nico and Bowers and not get greedy. That's a very good return. Or you could offer it up, and then maybe he takes it when you take that off. I don't know. Sometimes people say no, and then you make the deal, the offer that they would have accepted the first time, but they're already in a state of no. First place in 5-on-5 leagues thanks to the show, little Nicky. Nicky, glad to hear it, my boy. Congrats on that. DVO, appreciate you with your super chat. Did I get to this one? Any trades? Yes, that's the one I just did. Love that. And then other trades to make, like Diggs on the high would be nice. Diggs and Bill. Diggs and, I'd shop Harvey if it helped me get something super solid in my lineup. But like T-Mac and Diggs, even together for one wide receiver that I just love a little bit more. Bill and Diggs, Bill and T-Mac, just for... God, what running backs could you even get right now? Henry's off. Like, we're almost to the point now where Chase Brown, Henry, Barkley, those guys are all, like, not tradable anymore. We have to come up with new names of new buy lows. Breece Hall you can't get. Jacobs you can't get. It's like ETN and Tootin together, or Kyron, Bucky injured, like Genty. I go after those guys, I suppose, with that combo. How do you improve? 12-man Hurts, Bucky, Chuba, JJ, Buka, Fannin, 5-3. You're waiting on Bucky, man. You need Bucky back. Stat. Chuba. You could trade Chuba on the high. Keep JJ Buka, unless you could trade Buka on the high. But how are you going to do that? I don't think you're going to be able to. Rashad White, Benson, Tez. There's not a lot to move here. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know, Gables. This is pretty tough. You almost got to trade Hurts. I know you don't want to hear that, but what are you going to do? I mean, you're 5-3 though. Jeez. I guess you 5-3. You could wait for Bucky. Hurts, Bucky, JJ Buka. Yeah, you know what? Try and trade Rashad White and Chuba. Rashad White, Shakir, Franklin. Rashad White, Franklin. And just go shopping for. I don't even know that there's running backs you can get anymore. It's almost like the buy low. London. I wonder how cheap London is this week. I wonder if you could get a London. I wonder if you could get a London for Ferguson and Rashad White, or Franklin, Rashad White, and Ferguson. Probably not. I can't imagine someone would give up on him. Adams coming off the bye week. I like Pickens a lot. Pickens underwhelmed, even though he kind of played like the best receiver on the team. Pickens is very, very easy to get. I think you could trade Franklin and Ferguson, or Franklin and Chuba. Chuba, Franklin, Ferguson for Pickens. Pickens is a great buy low. Travis Hunter. Garrett Wilson injured. Lad McConkey. Do you rate dynasty teams too? Yeah, I do. We do. It's a dynasty. We do dynasty and redraft here. We'll do a lot more dynasty in the off season, but we'll do some dynasty stuff here soon. I'll drop some dynasty videos here in the next couple of days, hopefully. Do you rate dynasty teams? Yes. Do it live. What should I look to get before? You hear me answer dynasty questions all day, bro. What should I look to get for BTJ? I have Hunter, ETN and Tootin, Adams, Kyron. You might have to give up a little bit more. Obviously, give up more for Kyron. Give up more, get London. Give up more, get JJ. Those are kind of what I'm aiming for, but I don't think you're getting a lot of one-for-one stuff. Gadsden, if you need a tight end, you could do that. If you're trying to get a one-for-one running back, it's tough, man. I don't think there's much out there besides ETN that's even attainable for that. ETN, injured Bucky, Genty. And you might have to give up a little more to get Genty. Bad week, Judkins hurt, and Buka and Sutton didn't do much. And Ferguson, 0. And Panthers, WTF. Use Rico more, holy shiat. Sorry, Vlad. It does sound like you have the wrong combination of everything. It's crazy, bro. It's like the worst combination I've seen in a while. Just wanted to give a shout out to our Patreon community, says Matta. Awesome group. If you're not with us, then you're screwed up. You screwed up a long time ago. Thank you all. Appreciate you, Matta. Matta's talking about the Patreon group, which you can all find the link right here. Join the 24/7, 365 live chat Patreon. I'm going to pin that link. I think it's been pinned, but I'm going to pin the new link right now. Just dropped it fresh in the chat. Hit that link. Join the live chat group. It's right there pinned. 24/7, 365 live chat group. $10 a month, cancel anytime. It's just the best place, in my opinion, to hang out with some of the best people. It's fantastic. You'll love it. It's fantastic. Up 16. Got Rice. They have, I think is what you're trying to type. They have Debo Worthy Juju. Do I win? I think so. Yeah, I'd rather be you if that helps you feel better. Much rather be you. Ben, appreciate you. Yo, Smitty, Gadsden, and Debo for Chase Brown. I think chat, can we vote on that? Gadsden and Debo for Chase Brown. I think I could get behind either side. I'd probably rather have Achane. So Gadsden and Debo for Achane. That's a much better trade. Yes, do that. That's the easiest one. Smitty, the standard best live show, period. Thank you, Ben. Achane by a lot. But if they say no to the Achane trade, are you guys still wanting to trade Gadsden and Debo for Chase Brown? Can you guys please vote on the Chase Brown and just say Chase Brown? If for any reason the Achane one gets rejected, because that seems too good to be true. But obviously I want the Achane one first. 6-1. Daniels, Dart, Bucky, Judkins, Rico, Vidal, Chase, Rice, London, Olave, Pittman, Keenan, Tez, McBride, Kittle. Traded Olave, Kittle, and Keenan for Gibbs. Huge W, Gary. Huge W. You don't need me to tell you that, but I'm proud of you. Mammut. Opponent had Cook, but JT and Boswell had my back. Looking at Boswell's jersey on an NFL shop. I love it. Down 26.1 and 0.5 PPR with Rice, Kelsey, and KCD. Opponent is done. W. What is the percentage, say Mammut? I'd probably say I'd rather be you for sure. I would be worried that owner was going to catch me if I was looking at an owner that had that type of arsenal left to go. Snapped a 4-game losing streak after Lamar, Neighbors, CD injuries. What do you make of RJ Harvey and Hendy's usage? And team is Lamar, Nix, RJ, JCM, Warren, ETN, Hendy, Ramondre, Rice, CD. Love your team. Rice and CD's fantastic. Gadsden's unbelievable. Maybe you're trading Laporta. I know it's not the easiest player to trade, but people want a tight end. They're willing to take a gamble. So I'd definitely be intrigued by, even if you're going and getting Tootin or something, make sure Tootin's not on waivers. But I would love for you to get Tootin and ETN so you can secure that up and not have anything to worry about, at least with one of your running back spots. As far as what do I see with RJ Harvey, I wish that he was getting more carries. The thing is, we got to be objective and say he had a hat trick with little work. Like we can't always expect that. But what I do know is that gave his head coach confidence that this is a guy that when you get the ball in his hands, he makes plays. But because J.K. Dobbins had 100 yards rushing, they're probably enabled to use him as well. So we're kind of just, I'm not saying I wish injury upon anybody, but we're waiting for an injury to J.K., which is very likely in order for for us to be able to deploy Henry at his full capacity. But I love Henry. He's one of the top waiver wire pickups of the week, obviously. So we love him. Harvey to the moon. As far as Hendy, I wish I could give you an answer. The fact that he had 10 carries for 70 yards bodes well for next week, but I think to assume things are going to progressively get better is a mistake to assume it. I think we hope for it. We watch for it. We're hopeful, but we don't plan for it. It still could be week 10 or 11 before anything happens. It's just unfortunately the way that it works when your head coach is not using your damn player. But I would definitely go after Tootin if I'm going to do anything with that team. And then I kind of have to let the dust settle a little bit for me to give you my list of buy lows, because I haven't even had time to react yet, so you're getting a lot of on the fly advice. But as the 24 hours kind of goes by, like by tomorrow's shows, I'll have a big, list of ideas and inclinations to tell you to go toward. Big W, Smitty 7-1 on a 14-man 1 QB league. Started Fields, Barkley, Barkley, bro. Pickens, Debo, Keenan Allen. Waiting on Lamar, Bucky, Hendy, love it. Bench is Travis Hunter, Bam, Burchard. Pick up Bigsby, Sampson, or Neal. I would go Bigsby because you got Barkley. Easy call. And your team's very good. I don't think I'm moving much unless I can move Keenan Allen and Debo, which I don't think you can. There's nothing else to really move. I'd probably wait on everything. I don't want any of these values. I don't want you to trade into these guys and not gain some of the value back. Like Pickens, we got to gain the value back. Debo, gain the value back. Hopefully that happens tomorrow. So we're probably waiting on this team. This is a very good team. You're 7-1 being hit with injuries. And the great part is everything you have is coming back. So 7-1 and you're going to be fully restored soon. You couldn't have asked for a better, I think, setup for that squad. That's fantastic. Husseini with a $5 hauler. Glad to see our boy Boswell coming in the clutch for another fellow viewer of ours other than me. If I win this week, I'm also going to buy a Boswell jersey. Let's go. We're going to have a big Boswell crew in the house. I love it. That's fantastic. Good to hear. Thank you, Husseini, for the super chat. Thank you, Ricky. I keep calling her Rico. Rico Suave. Ricky Suave. Appreciate the 20,
alert.
Ricky.
Super chat alert.
What a year. What a year, guys. I mean, I gotta tell you, I have never seen anything quite like this in my life. I've done this professionally for 24 or something years. I've never seen this. We got a $100 hauler from Racing Boy.
$100+ hauler.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't let that play.
$100+ hauler. Smitty. Everybody's pretty. $100+ hauler.
Everybody's pretty. $100 hauler from Racing Boy. Racing Boy, appreciate you. 10-man Dynasty Superflex started week 7. I have the youngest team in the league. QBs are May, JD5, Penix, and Sanders. Is this Superflex? Okay. Running backs are Gibbs, Bucky, Woody, JCM, Hall, Tootin, Ollie. Love the team, man. Bucky, that's great. Bucky, Woody, Gibbs, Tootin, Hall. Wide receivers, Buka, London, Hunter. This is a good squad, bro. Kittle, Gadsden. Holy smokes, bro. What do you do with this team? I think at Superflex, this is fantastic. I don't want to trade JD5 or May. I don't want to trade Gibbs or Bucky. I don't want to trade Woody. I don't want to trade. I'd maybe trade Hall, JCM. Kind of want to keep Tootin. Hall, JCM. I'd be interested in ETN using JCM and let's say, let's see, Hunter. Who's Nick? Who's Nick, bro? Nick who? And tell me that's not Nico. Who's Nick? Racing Boy. Let's trade. Maybe we trade Kittle and Hall for one player. Maybe we trade Kittle. I mean, you could trade Kittle for ETN. Kittle's an older player, and you got Gadsden. You could trade Taylor and somebody. Nick, is it Nick Westbrook? Akine? Nick Footlong Foles. Who's Nick? Racing Boy. It's gonna be somebody that I totally like. Oh, it's Nick. Nick. You just need to hear the full name. I don't know why am I blanking out on Nick. Is that Nico? Is that who is it? I don't know who it is. I'm waiting on pins and needles here. 20 points out of Debo. I don't know about that. 20 points out of Debo. Hopefully Debo is able to get on his horse. Is Racing Boy going to answer here? Who's Nick? It's Nico. Okay. Nico, how do you have Nico as well? This team is fire. There's nothing to do here, bro. What are you going to change on this? Maybe like London and Hall for a JJ and something. Maybe Hunter and Hall for JJ and something. I go after JJ. I go after JSN. I go after a big wide receiver using Brees Hall and one of those wide receivers not named Buka. That's the only play here, really. It's a great squad. Not touching the RBs. Love everything you got going on. It's a fantastic squad. That's the only thing that's on my mind is getting that extra JJ. And JJ is so disappointing to his owners this year. I think it's doable. Non-PPR Debo and Gadsden or Justin Jefferson. Give me JJ, man. I'm willing to take the chance. Especially if you're not like 6 wins or, things are going great. I guess why do anything? But if you're like 4 or 5 wins or less, then let's go. Let's go get JJ and let's let it ride. 12-team PPR, 1 flex. Herbert, Daniel Jones, okay. JT Gibbs, unbelievable. Couldn't be better. Harvey, Algier, Monangai, wide receiver, Ladd, Tet, Wandell, Myers, Golden, Franklin, Coleman. I want to upgrade at flex. Any trade ideas? I mean, your running backs are so off the hook, bro. I don't know that I want you touching that. And I don't know, Ladd and Tet, you don't have a lot of trade value. So I know this isn't one you want to hear, but you don't really have any firepower past. Maybe if a QB needy team needed one of Jones or Herbert, I'd trade whichever one they want and give them, let's say, Wandell, Franklin. Kittle's hard to trade, but also hard to keep, honestly. I would trade Kittle and one of those quarterbacks for that flex spot. Whether it's an Adams, whether it's a player coming off a bye, or let's say you're grabbing, I'm trying to think of a running back that like Kyron, injured Bucky, But wide receiver wise, if we're going to try and get a wide receiver to help balance this team out, Adams, it makes a ton of sense. London injured makes a ton of sense. Or I'm sorry, London in a shitty situation makes a ton of sense. JJ, I love. So, like, if you were able to trade Kittle and Franklin and Tet into JJ, of course I would do it. If you could trade Kittle and Franklin and one of your quarterbacks to a QB needy team for Adams, I would do it. For London, I would do it. For I don't know. There's not a lot. Injured Nico. There's not a lot to move. That's the problem. The buy lows this week, I'm sure we'll cook up some stuff that makes some sense, but I have a very bad feeling that the buy low, sell high opportunities will not be that good to us this week. Because most of the players that we wanted to buy last week have rebounded. And the injuries piled on and made everybody a little bit less deep at their different positions. And so there's like, I'm looking through, there's so many rebounding players or injuries that there's not a lot of buy low opportunities. Like I'll go through just the wide receivers to give you an example in no real particular order, but Jamar Chase, maybe someone would sell him lower than they should, but who's going to sell him low? Lamb. So I guess I'm probably this is going to be a week where you hear me say Chase, Lamb, and JJ. Chase, Lamb, JJ. Go get him. Chase, Lamb, JJ. Basically, like 3 of the top 5 wide receivers, Chase, Lamb, JJ. You're going to have to give up a lot to do it. But they're probably attainable. That $100 hauler startled my cat. She finally fell asleep too. Dang it. I mean, I don't know how loud you had that. The $100 hauler that loud? I don't think the volume's like excessively louder than the other stuff though. Sorry about the cat, man. Your cat, like your cat doesn't go to sleep. What? It just like wanders around and keeps you up. Don't cats just usually lay around anyway? It doesn't matter if they're awake or not. Oh man, what a week. What a week. Let me open the phone lines briefly. Phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial into the bentonprint.com phone lines for all your business printing needs. bentonprint.com. BENTON print.com. Talking like anything you need printed for business, for mass production at all. These are the owners of the Attic.shop, formerly Grindhouse. And so they're a very trusted, amazing group of people over at Benton Print. Love Benton Print. Someone says it's loud. All right, I'm going to hit it right now, and I'm going to lower the volume on it. So cover the speaker, Mamoot.
Smitty, everybody's pretty.
I don't think it doesn't. The levels are no louder than normal. I don't think that I have that. That's not like it's redlining at all. It's barely even hitting the yellows. So I don't know why that's coming through so loud. 781, you're live. What can I do for you, 781? I must have turned off the. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, 781. I couldn't hear a word you were saying. Now you can go. I can hear you now.
Okay.
What's up?
So, Smitty, I kind of took your advice about grabbing Lamar on the low. I had already had Hurts and Dak for my QBs.
Okay.
So I traded Dak straight up for Lamar.
Nice job, bro. I bet you feel really good after that dud game, Dak.
Oh,
Dak for Lamar.
Yeah, that was Dak's worst game that he's had so far this year. So.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with Dak, bro. But good job. Nice trade.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for the advice.
Yeah.
Rambling.
Attaboy. Go win a championship. Thanks, pal. Later.
Thanks, man. Bye.
Jeez. Denny called in at noon today. Denny, I see a missed call from Denny at noon. Danny boy. Wow, what a trade for that guy. So if I had to give an early, let me write these down. Early buy lows. Let's go with quarterbacks. It's going to be Lamar, number 1. Josh Allen, good luck buying him low. You know, last week he was able to be had a lot cheaper than he should have been. JD5 is still going to be on this list. Dak is intriguing to buy low off of the bad game. Baker is intriguing to buy low. Running backs that I would love to buy low walking into this week. Bijan, but no one's going to sell Bijan low, but just understand that, you know, that he's on my mind as if I can get crazy, but he's not going to be somebody where. So Genty and Bucky would be high profile guys. Kyron would be high profile, all going to be a little bit cheaper than they should be. Judkins injured. We'll know more tomorrow, but this would be very risky to go buy him injured, but it's still something you could do. ETN. Dowdle. I still like buying Dowdle low. I think Dowdle's going to be on a mission here to prove that he should be being played. What other running backs would be someone I'd trade for? I'd probably say that's kind of the list right now. That's what I'm saying. It's a little concerning. Like, everybody's either hurt or they bounce back and they're no longer completely free. Wide receivers. Again, Judkins is a big question mark. Chase. Lamb. JJ. Let me put a line under that they're kind of hard to trade for. Okay, so tier 1 of this list, they're pretty hard to trade for. Nico injured. Not that hard to trade for. Adams. Maybe a little bit hard to trade for, but not impossible. Scary. London. Maybe I'll put London over Scary. London. Scary. Garrett Wilson, maybe. I'd say Garrett. I think Garrett Wilson would want to entertain that. AJ Brown, I don't know. So we'll say G Willie, and then probably next up would be Pickens, or maybe Pickens is ahead of. So Pickens, Scary Terry, G Willie, Pickens. Hold on 1 second, caller. Pickens. Damn it. Pickens, Scary Terry, Garrett Wilson. Pickens, Scary, G Willie, and then tight ends. If we're buying low, and Buka, I guess Buka. We'll put Buka, Chase, Lamb, JJ, Buka, because people are swearing off Buka right now. JJ and Buka, and then tight end buy lows for week number 9 on would be Bowers. So we'll write a line here. Bowers. Laporta's interesting. Laporta. And probably, I don't know. It's kind of it. I feel like it's pretty dry. So a lot of my advice this week is going to be about combinations of this. A little bit better than I thought. Again, dust has got to settle coming off of the Sunday night game. I don't have as much ammunition. I'll try my best with any question I get, but I do got to kind of tackle it. You know, like I'm just like you coming out of it and immediately going live. But this feels like these feel like the best buy lows we could probably come up with. Jacobs, maybe he's cheaper than he should be, I suppose. You know, he scored, but you're right. Bucky, Kyron, Jacobs. Let's do that. Bucky, Kyron, Jacobs in that order. So Bucky, Jacobs. All right, caller, you're live. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Smitty? It's Aaron from California.
What's up, Aaron? What can I do for you?
Quick update on my league. 2-5. I did keep Chase Brown from your information.
Attaboy.
But I do indeed need some help on some trades, most likely.
Chase Brown?
Pardon?
Chase Brown? I'm yelling Chase. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Chase Brown. Oh, I'm sorry. I got Judkins, one of my running backs, Stephon Diggs, Debo Samuel, Goddard, Kendrick Bourne.
Okay, hold on one second. Hold on one second, bro. You want to trade? Clarify again what you're trying to do. You're trying to trade who for who?
Just you my
okay.
On the pick.
Okay. All right. Say me again. Start over. Judkins is your running back.
I got Judkins and Chase Brown.
Okay.
I got Drake May, quarterback.
May. Okay.
Wide receivers, Debo Samuel, Stephon Diggs. Tight end, Dallas Goddard, Kendrick Bourne, Devontae Smith, and then Chiefs defense kicker Eddie.
Okay. So Judkins, Chase Brown, May, Debo, Diggs, Goddard, and Devontae Smith. I'll be honest with you, bro. Not a lot to work with right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what you could do. I don't think there's a lot. Devontae Smith, I don't know what he's going to get you this week. After the, Chase Brown, you could sell high, but how high is someone really going to buy him off one, two games? But they might. But then what do you get? So let's say you were to go, your record's 5 wins, though. That's pretty good.
No. I'm going to get 3 wins now.
Oh, 3. Gotcha. Oh, damn, man. I mean,
yeah.
I wish you could get like what would be good for a team like yours is you literally trick someone into giving you London for Chase Brown, and then I'm not saying straight up, but then you're getting like an additional player. You're trading in. You're trading in something small and you're getting like ETN or something. So like ETN and London on the cheap, or Pickens and Jacobs or something for like Chase Brown and something small. Like you got to try it. Your only hope here, no offense, but your only hope here is if you you pull off some sort of 2 players to you, 1 player to them type of move. Because I don't think Chase Brown, because Judkins is, we don't even know if he's missing time, but you also got a bye week for him. But Judkins, Chase Brown, Devontae Smith, Debo, Diggs, May is not going to win a championship. So we got to do something.
Okay.
You're
Sharp. I got Sharp in the bench.
I got Sharp. Oh, well, you got to give me all the information, bro. Adams and Sharp. Like, how am I? Okay. I'm wasting all this time trying to tell you your team's going down the drain, and you got Adams and Sharps on the bench. Okay.
And Pearsall as well. He's out though.
Anything else you want to tell me? Is this team going to inherit like a Derrick Henry tomorrow or something like that? Because another owner is going to... Okay. So you got Sharps. All right. So now I'm probably going to the Walker owner with Sharps, and I'm trying to turn Diggs into something just a little bit scarier, Debo into something a little bit scarier. I'm probably keeping Adams because he's got the bye week out of the way and he's pretty dangerous. I would very much try and go get, look, getting Barkley or getting Henry last week was so ideal. But you didn't necessarily have you had the Judkins firepower, but now you don't have that firepower, but now you have the Chase Brown firepower. So like you get a Chase Brown traded away for an ETN and a London somehow, and you're crushing it. And I don't know that Chase Brown can get you both those guys, but ETN might be free. You got to understand, some people don't even value him anymore. So I don't really know what his value is. I like ETN a little bit, and I don't know if you can get Tootin somehow. But what's the ETN owner have at wide receiver?
ETN, quick. Let me see.
Because, I mean, I don't know that he has those two, but that's the kind of move I'm trying to make. I love JJ. I'd trade Chase Brown for JJ and try and get something if you can, because JJ's playing like trash. You know, so you should be able to get JJ and something.
He currently has Nolan Robinson. Wide receiver.
Robinson, who? Who? Robinson.
He has Wandale Robinson.
Oh. Okay. All right. I don't know. What's the Pickens owner have at running back? Because that would be Chase Brown for Pickens and a running back would be nice. All right, you check that. Just mute yourself real quickly. I'm gonna go over to Travis. Travis, you're live. What's up?
Hey, how's it going? So in the Dynasty, my team is really good. I can win it all, but my wide receivers, I lost Neighbors. My two best wide receivers right now, Lave and London. I think I need to go and do whether it's Buka or Ice or JSN, something like that. Are you willing to overpay a little in a situation like that?
Are you asking me would I take Olave and London for one of those players, Rice or?
No. In general, are you willing to overpay?
Sure.
If it means
sure. The way I tend to overpay draft picks, because I always assume my team's going to be 12. You know, that I'm going to win.
I could trade stuff if I wanted to. Hooker, Javante, Neighbors I can trade. My draft picks I can trade. I can start in there.
So what's your idea? What are you thinking?
I don't know what would you suggest really? Just to get like a top 5, 6 Rice, say 7, Luka.
You have London and you have London, Olave, and who else?
MHJ. That's all I got.
Okay.
My receiver right now.
So I mean, I'd love to trade without getting rid of London, but I don't know if that's possible. Like if you could turn MHJ and Olave.
I have Neighbors.
MHJ, I'd keep him. MHJ, Olave, and a first rounder for as high a wide receiver as you could go up. You know, would I do it for Buka, Rice? Sure. A first rounder and both wide receivers. Now, don't know how appealing that is, to be honest. I wouldn't take it.
Yeah, that won't. I tried that for those guys already.
What about one or both wide receivers with 2 first rounders? I'm just trying to value. I'm not saying to do it or not. I'm just trying to value what's the price tag.
Yeah, I can try that. Mostly what I've gotten back is people are going to want a player, whether it's either they want Neighbors in the deal or they want like Cook or Javante.
Well, I would trade injured Neighbors out for a healthy top 5 wide receiver. JJ would be great too for the long term, and give an additional Olave or MHJ. Would I give it an additional first rounder to swap Neighbors for a top 5 wide receiver that's playing? I think only if I'm winning a ton of cash money during that exact season. If I'm in rebuild mode or if I think I have a shot, but I'm really trying to build more than anything, then I'd probably say I'd rather keep Neighbors than do that. But I would trade London and a first rounder for a top 5 wide receiver if I could win some money. And I might consider it still, depending on who the player is. You know, because would I rather have JJ or Lamb or JSN over London? Absolutely. In Dynasty. Is it at the cost of a first rounder? Probably. Would I rather give up MHJ for free? So London and MHJ for JSN, London and MHJ for JJ? Yeah, I'd probably rather do that though.
What about for Doomsday? What would you be giving up he's honestly a little bit of a tear down.
A single
And get another good piece.
a single first rounder, or MHJ and some seconds, or MHJ and maybe Olave for a Dunze and something, maybe. I don't know. I like a Dunze a lot more than MHJ. I like Olave, but I don't trust him at all to stay healthy.
Yeah, he's kind of a ticking time bomb. You never know.
I mean, Lamb.
More questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
People need to. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Ask away.
I was going to say, I just have one other question. Right now in that league, I also have McBride, Gadsden, Bannon, and Ferguson.
McBride, Gadsden, Fannin, and Ferguson. Okay. Yeah, I'd be getting rid of those guys somehow. I mean, Ferguson.
Would you be willing to McBride?
If I've got Gadsden and Fannin, yeah, I'd be willing to move it.
My best option.
I think moving any of them, just who's gonna move the needle the most, you know, like who's gonna get you the deal you want. You just gotta kind of be open-minded to which one you're gonna trade. Now, granted, one might get more return than the other, so you got to keep that in mind. But Gadsden's pretty appealing to trade for in Dynasty. People want that unknown because you don't know where the ceiling is. Whereas McBride, you kind of know what the ceiling is. You also know there's a lot of risk. So I guess I'd probably rather get rid of... I'd probably rather get rid of McBride because I feel like in Dynasty I could get more for McBride, but you never know. I mean, if Gadsden could get me more, I'd probably trade Gadsden. I mean, if one could get me JJ and all I got to do is throw in MHJ, I'll do it.
All right. Yeah, okay. Yep. Good idea.
All right.
I'm going to fire out a bunch of...
All right, cool. Hold on 1 second. Let me go back to Aaron. Aaron, what did I ask you? You were going to find something.
Yes, George Pickens owner.
Yeah. What's he got?
He has currently CMC and JT.
He's not trading. Yeah.
I'm shot.
I mean, just keep trying. Screenshot this board I have up and try and see if you can get some combinations. You know, like Adams and I'm trying to trade Chase. Your only move is to trade Chase Brown, Diggs, and Chase Brown. Those are players that have value right now. Unfortunately, you could trade May, I suppose, but who you can get? Who's your backup quarterback?
My current backup is 85.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine trading Drake May. This is a redraft, right? 1 QB redraft.
It's a 10-man. It's my first time doing it, so I'm not too sure.
Well, do you start 2 quarterbacks or 1 quarterback?
1 quarterback.
Okay, and it's not a keeper league of any kind, right?
No, it's a 10-man.
So it's 10-man redraft is what they call that. Okay, so trade Drake May and Diggs for 1 player. Just look at the wide receivers. Try and get a Buka. Try and get an injured Nico. Try and get London bye week free. All those things. Debo and Drake May. Try that, and then you're trying to trade Chase Brown for 2 players. Work on those 2 things. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Can I tell you my other league?
I can't do another full team breakdown. I'm sorry, my boy.
No.
You got a simple question, ask it, but I got to move on.
Yeah, no. Just for Woody, I do have him in my running back for my other league. I'm 6-1.
Yeah.
Should I trade him off just to get a different running back, or should I just keep him?
Well, it depends on what running back you can get. If you could get a Kyron Williamson, you just got to give up something else small. Let's say Diggs or a player like the way Quentin Johnston was playing, like someone like that with a Diggs or whatever to get, Woody turned into a Kyron who's coming off a bye, a Jacobs who had just a touchdown. Jacobs didn't play bad. We didn't go over that game yet, did we? Jacobs didn't play bad, but he did have the touchdown, but only 13 carries, 2.5 yards a carry, 33 yards. A lot to be desired from this game. So, like, if you could get a Jacobs using Woody Marks by giving a player like Diggs or someone that was playing like Quentin Johnston, or let's say you had Gadsden and Ferguson, and Ferguson's going to be hard to trade now. Ferguson was such an ideal sell high last week, but like that kind of stuff to get into, yes, I would trade Marks. But Marks for what? Like, is someone offering you another piece of trash? Like, no. Marks is on the rise. Whoever's trying to get Marks, if they are, knows that he's on the way up. But what can you get for Marks? It's hard to say. We'll just have to kind of poke around. If you could get like Adams straight up, of course. If you could get Pickens straight up, I would do that too. If someone's offering you Deebo Samuel, maybe not. I'd just take Marks. All right,
just hold on.
Gotta roll.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
All right, come up with another trade. Call it tomorrow. All right, later. Travis, anything else? Probably not going to be on too much longer. We got how many people? 600 from YouTube. I'll hang out a little longer. What else you got?
Just the last thing was in that Dynasty format where, like I said, I can definitely win. I'm in first place right now, and I'm outscoring people as is, so I'm trying to make it with. How do you feel about how good he's playing? You just hold him. Unless you can.
I'll trade anybody. So there's no locked in. I wouldn't trade him. Like, it depends. I mean, I'd always entertain trading a player on high. Like, example, Bijan last week. I would never want to get rid of Bijan. But Bijan was somebody that you could, if you needed to, trade extremely high last week, going and getting Jahmyr Gibbs and an additional player. Like, we had a person that was trading Bijan for Gibbs, and I want to say it was like a Dunze, or it wasn't somebody. It was like Adams or a Dunze. It was a significant player. I forget what the trade was.
Yeah,
we were like, you got to take Gibbs and the extra player. So to answer your question, I would sell anybody. I don't care who it is. I would sell. That's why I entertained Buka trades last week, and I'm not buy Buka now. I'm not scared of Buka right now. But Buka was really easy to trade last week, and it was something you had to entertain. But I would trade anybody. So James Cook, he's playing phenomenal. The thing is, you're trading James Cook in Dynasty for something magnificent because you can.
Right.
And because he'll probably continue to play well, if anybody needs to see more, you can let them see more, and then more people will come and knocking. But, I mean, there's certainly opportunities to go trade for... I mean, if I was trading James Cook, though, I probably would want to trade upward. So you're making a 2-for-1, and one of the two players you're sending away is Judkins for Gibbs, for Bijan, for JT, for whatever. So if you're going upward, you got to go upward. I think diluting him is okay, but it depends on the running back.
No, I wouldn't want to. I have Bijan, AJ, and Devontae. So.
Yeah.
I guess the last thing, Devontae Adams. What do you give up for him? I just want to go like the rental route.
What players do you have to trade for him?
Again, it's like one of those 4 tight ends I listed.
Oh, man. Yeah, I give up. I don't know if in Dynasty, I don't know if I'm going to win now. Like, you're winning now. You got to be careful. I give up Ferguson and second rounders. I don't think I'm giving up first rounders for Devontae Adams in a Dynasty because it doesn't matter if you can win now or not. I just think it's not smart. But second rounders and Ferguson or Fannin, even though I love Fannin, I don't think I'd trade Gadsden for Adams though, because Gadsden's worth so much. I think long-term and short-term. It's not like I'm thinking he's a flash in the pan. So I'll probably hold on to him. Now McBride, I'm certainly not trading McBride for Adams, but if I could trade McBride for Adams and he's kind of the throw-in, and let's say I'm getting Judkins and Adams for McBride, and that's something appealing.
You in any of the fields we're talking about, would you trade Benson into any of them? get it done.
I'm not saying I don't like Benson or I'm not rooting for him, but we have no idea. We have no idea what he is. Trusting him, his health, and then the Cardinals, like it's a lot to. All right, real quickly, hold on, and then I got Ron Navy on hold, and we'll see what Ron Navy wants to rant about. What can I expect in trade for Kraft and someone like Woody or Keenan? Kraft can get you a lot right now, bro. You could trade Kraft in a minor piece for Lamb or JJ or Jamar Chase if you were smart. Like, I'm not saying the higher, like JJ Kraft in something relatively respectable, like a good piece for JJ. It'd have to be a significantly better piece with Kraft to go get Lamb or Jamar Chase, but that's the kind of thing you can do. You could trade Kraft and a small piece for Kyron, Kraft for Jacob straight up, probably in some worlds. Kraft, if Judkins seems to be trending toward okay, he'll be fine after the bye. You could go Judkins, Kraft for Genty, and maybe something additional. Kraft and Adam straight up. Kraft and Nico, maybe you give up something kind of small. Kraft and Buka, maybe you give up something kind of small. Kraft just went and got you the world. And I'm not opposed to trading Kraft on the high, just like I just described. I'll trade anyone on the high. And Kraft could be one game. I mean, he's not going to do this every week. He's going to have 160, 70 yards, like very often. So he'll be great, but this value will not live long. You got to take advantage of it if you can. Thank you for the super chat. ETN, Woody, Vidal for next week's drop 1. Trippy, you're gonna have to drop your kicker or D, whatever. There's no way I'm having you drop one of these guys. I can't even decide. I can only rank them for you, but I'm not telling you to drop one. That's on you. I would say I rank them Vidal, ETN, Woody, but I'm not dropping Woody. I'm doing trades. I'm doing whatever I got to do. No way I'm dropping Woody. Trade suggestions on who to request. I have Judkins, Buka, Pickens, Rashad White, Woody, Harvey, Chase Brown, Quentin Johnston, McLaurin, McMillan, BTJ, Garrett Wilson. Damn it, bro. Jeez. You got Rashad White. I'd be interested in Bucky. I really would. It's a risk, but Judkins for Bucky and one injured player for another injured player. I don't know. It's so early to discuss trades with Judkins because there's something to going and getting him before the dust settles, and then you totally rake someone over the coals and he's fine after the bye week. But you could also be trading for a player with a broken clavicle that they haven't told us anything yet. Like, we really don't know. And I don't know, Travis, if you've seen any of the Judkins updates while I've been live, but I don't think I've seen anything trickle through. But yeah, I don't know. It's really, really, really worrisome. But at the same time, we haven't heard a lot of devastatingly concerned posts, dropping. But I am a little bit worried and a little bit concerned because he was ruled out pretty quickly. As far as like gathering some of this up to trade for one player, I mean, Chase Brown is a great hold. He's also a great sell high because you got some sort of ability to maneuver and trade him. So like Chase Brown and McMillan for like JJ in a piece, and you like that player. Did you have ETN? Let's see. I thought you had ETN. Was that another team? ETN, like JJ and ETN, you get Tootin. Be a very intriguing combo for, let's say, a Chase Brown and something. A Tet McMillan, Chase Brown. Buka buy low using Tet McMillan and Chase Brown and get an additional player with Buka. Nico coming back off the concussion and a player for Chase Brown and McLaurin, or I don't know. It's going to be tough. We kind of need the dust to settle on Judkins. I don't think you're going to be able to sell Puka on the high. Pickens, you can't sell him on the high. Woody's a very, very nice trade piece, but also be careful not giving up on something that's going to climb in value. I think you're kind of just exploring that Chase Brown value. That is probably your best play right now. But don't do anything crazy. Don't try and get rid of him on the cheap or anything. He's a fantastic player that bounced back fully At this point, he's not even getting enough work to really have earned that yet, which is a little bit of the scary part because he's getting like almost just a touch over double-digit carries, and he's doing it though. Thoughts on Buka and Mark's rest of season? I kind of just spoke on that. I love Buka still. Buka's not his fault. It's Baker. If you believe Baker's going to never bounce back or get back to any sort of form, then, maybe he will struggle. But I don't think it's Buka at all. Also, he's a rookie. This could be his rookie wall in a sense. He's been thrown to the wolves a lot quicker than the average player. Every rookie goes through a slump. Sometimes it's 1 week long, sometimes it's 2 quarters long, sometimes it's 4 weeks long. Jamar Chase went through like a month and a half of a slump. And I'm not saying that Buka is going to go through a month and a half. I'm just saying he might have gone through a little bit of a rookie wall early in this last 2 games because there's some footballs he should have caught, but a lot of it's on Baker. But I think he's going to go on a tear soon. So I definitely feel great. And Woody Marks, I just don't know. They're probably going to keep feeding him because they've been giving him more and more work. Husseini says Franklin or Hunter as my wide receiver 4. Hunter right now. But let's let that play out as the week unfolds and we hear some Hunter news. I could see them saying we're going to give Hunter X amount of work and us be happy. I could see Liam Cohen saying, you could see a decrease this week. Like, we don't know. Let's just wait for the news, but Hunter's probably the guy. Smitty, least points scored, falling to 3 and 5 in the league. JD5, JCM, Rico, Sharbs, Rashard Smith, Lamb, Debo, Moore, Hunter, Warren, and Bowers. I mean, it makes sense. It's logical that your team's not scoring well. You've got Bowers, you've got Travis Hunter, who's gonna, who's been on a bye and struggling, but now coming into form, hopefully. Debo's been injured and his quarterback's been down. Lamb's been injured. Chase Brown, or no, Sharbs. JD5's been injured. JCM hasn't been fully. I mean, this makes sense. Your team's going to come around. I think Lamb, Travis Hunter, Bowers, Rico's kind of crafty. Your problem is your running backs. But you don't really have a lot of firepower for trade. If Lamb had exploded, you could do a 2-for-1 there. But I think you're forced to kind of go into this coming week, bro, with Rico and Sharbs as your RB1 and 2, which I don't really hate. I think it's kind of crafty. And Lamb and Travis Hunter, Debo, and Bowers, let's just hope Bowers comes back. If that happens, don't give up, bro. Hit the wire. Go check the waiver board earlier part of the show. Make sure you're not leaving somebody out there that you shouldn't be leaving out there. I got 3 more supers, then I'll go over to Ron Navy. I feel Baker left 20+ points on the board last 2 weeks. Definitely at least 20+ points. Baker's been just not the same, but he'll bounce back. He's a dog. Thoughts on Buka and Marks? Already answered that one. All right, last super chat, then over to Ron Navy. PPR 1 QB, 1 flex, 2 wide receivers. I'm 5 and 3. Josh Allen, Achane, Kyron. Love that team. Bye weeks are out of the way there for Kyron and Allen. That's great. Woody's looking great. Harvey's looking great. Rashee Rice is back. London's got the bye out of the way. Debo should have his quarterback back next week. MHJ Kittle. Offer Genty, Waddle, and Tet for Kyron, MHJ, Shakir. Okay, so let's see here. Offered Genty, Waddle, and Tet for Kyron, MHJ, and Shakir. I'd take Genty, Waddle, and Tet. Absolutely. Because I like Kyron more than Genty, but it's arguable. I mean, I'd rather have Kyron, for sure. But is there a world? Yeah. And Waddle and Tet over MHJ and Shakir. Even though Shakir played well, he'll be inconsistent like every Buffalo Bill wide receiver. Waddle and Tet's kind of dominating the MHJ Shakir side. Enough to make up the difference, I think. Chat, let me know if you feel differently. And then and Chase for London and Woody. I'd rather have Jamar Chase. I love Woody. I like London. I love London. I love London. I don't love his current situation that comes with him, which is part of his value right now. As part of his profile. And unfortunately, the Falcons have just, I almost feel like it's such a disaster. All right, last one, Dowdle or ETN rest of season. I'd probably say ETN if you've got Tootin. Dowdle's pretty close to ETN if they're just compared one for one. And then Nick, have Chase Brown, Jacobs, Hall, Kyron. I need a wide receiver. Can you give me an idea of any moves to make? Currently have Buka, Garrett Wilson, and Golden. You could trade high on Breece Hall if you wanted. I still love him, but could I envision a world where he gets screwed up week after week and then does well, then gets screwed up, then does well? I mean, this is the Jets, man. He also could get traded. It's hard to say. So if you wanted to make a move, I would say Hall and a small piece. Not Garrett Wilson even, but Hall for Buka and something. You could probably pull that off right now. Hall for injured Nico and something. Hall for Adams and something. Hall and Garrett Wilson for something bigger like Lamb and something small. Hall and you could go Hall for JJ. You could go Hall and Hall and Garrett Wilson for JJ and something.
Just real quick, all I see before Saquon doesn't seem like very concerned about the injury. Take that with a grain of salt, I guess.
Yeah.
With Judkins, the only point would be that the game was kind of getting out of hand at that point. So, we just don't know.
Yeah.
A risk it with a bye coming.
The fact that we're not hearing anything feels like it's good news, but you just don't. With the bye week, you just don't know. They could just be like, shit, let's not tell anybody. We've got a lot of time to figure this out. Get a second opinion. The only thing that scares me is that no matter what we're being told, we got to take it kind of with a grain of salt, because Penix Jr. was fine. He even said it's not a big deal. He sat out. Brock Bowers said not a big deal. We haven't seen Brock Bowers yet. We're walking into week 9. It was fine. It's fine. Brock Bowers says it's just minor. It's something, not a big deal. Not worried about it. Brock Bowers has been missing since then. So we don't really know. Bucky was going to be fine. Now Bucky's been, who knows what's going on with Bucky. All right, Ron Navy, the floor is yours. I assume you're here to vent about the Steelers.
I don't need to vent. It's obvious. I mean, you said Packers beat the Steelers. Packers didn't beat the Steelers. The refs beat the Steelers. We know that. It was blatant. The NFL is so corrupt. And the bad thing about all this, Smitty, is when the FBI finally gets to the NFL, which they will because they're after the NBA already, and they got 36 indictments already. But when they drill into the NFL and they find out all about who's that going to hurt when it comes out that there's so much corruption involved with the NFL refs and even maybe some of the players, it's going to hurt people like you trying to make a living off of this sport. And people are going to be so discouraged about football. And when the truth finally comes out, it's going to be bad.
Well,
it's going to be bad.
I think it depends on what you think that truth is. I do think that you and I view it differently. I'm not saying that there isn't corruption. These are human beings involved. Is there a corrupt ref? Maybe. Like one individual ref that's corrupt.
Well,
is there a coach or player? Hold on. Is there a coach or a player that's on the take right now? Certainly possible. Why? Because these are human mother-freaking beings. They're mistake prone. They're sin prone. These are human beings. But so we agree that there's something like that probably at play. But you probably think there's more of a grand, like the refs go into a meeting and they're like, this is how the game's going to be called and they're going to win. I don't believe that at all. Not in the slightest.
Oh, I really do think that. I really do think that they're being told how to call games and how to swing games, because you had 2 blatant misses calls right in a row that switched that whole momentum of that game. And I mean, if you drill way down into it, if you want to really drill, the NFL was looking to screw Rodgers over, because we already know what position the NFL takes as far as their so-called political positions that they show every week all over their games and everything else. We already know how they are politically. We know that Disney has has a part in it, and ESPN's owned by Disney and all that other stuff. And we know that Jimmy Kimmel is with Disney, and he has a problem with Aaron Rodgers because, you know, the McAfee show. We already know all that. So, yeah, the NFL's out to screw Rodgers.
Well, I disagree with on the level that you say that these things are happening, and that's just the difference of opinion. But I do believe that these are human beings involved. Is there corruption somewhere? Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if we heard a player, 2 or 3 players that are currently in the league right now, were trying to get something to hit for whatever reason. But I think that, and this is just my opinion, Ron. I'm not mad at you. You don't have to get mad at me if I have a different opinion. But
I pretty much figured out what your opinion would be, and that's different than mine, and I understand that.
I just think it's wild to imagine that this thing is planned out. Like it just makes
Really?
me. Oh yeah, it makes me shake my head. I think it's ludicrous.
Well, what's so wild about it? Is it more wild to think that the NFL could be doing corrupt things, or even that our election could have been stolen in 2020, which now the facts are coming out.
Let's keep it football. Let's keep it football. Just otherwise it starts looking wacky.
It's a comparison.
I know, but
while the NFL can't do it, but our government can have.
Ron, you're acting like my mom. Ron, hold on, just relax. Let's not go in a different direction. Let's stick with the NFL, because we could say anything. We could use any example in the world, to compare. But at the end of the day, my opinion is this: I think there's zero chance, in my mind, zero, that things are rigged and there's a script. So let me just go through the different levels. There are people that think that the wins and losses are already decided. There's a certain script. Players are going to sit out and act like they're hurt, and then people are going to make money. Then they're going to come back. 0% do I think that it's at that level. 0%. There's no, this team's going to have this record. This guy's going to fake an injury. That you could not keep a lid on that. That's the most ridiculous. I'm not saying you're saying that exact stance, but that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. There's no way you could keep that under wraps. People would be whistleblowing left and right to get leaked. It would never have gotten this far, nor would 50 plus players. Hold on, Ron.
All they got to do.
Ron, hold on. Nor would 50 plus players in each team, and we're talking about even practice squad players, everybody, get to this point out of college and be told, hate to break it to you, Sonny boy, but this is all fake and a fugazi. Here's your script. You think that these people are all going to stay quiet? This thing will get leaked and spread. We would know so quickly. There's no way that would stand a wrap. So that is a ridiculous, ludicrous thought if people think that it's rigged like that. Now, if you think that Roger Goodell, I know. So now I think I'm getting to but some people believe that. But this is where I think you are. Roger Goodell's the puppet master, and he's got all of the refs, and he's saying, this is where I want this to go this week. This is where I want this to go in this game. I want this game to go this way. I think there's still a near 0% chance Roger Goodell is telling these referees explicitly, you're going to make the Packers win this game. I think it's near 0% chance. I think that there might be other pressures at play outside of the league where people are they're corrupt. They're trying to make money. They're shaving. They're throwing games. Is that all a possibility? Absolutely. And we'll find out about those, but that's not a grand scheme rigged situation. Those are corrupt people that are doing bad things and causing bad outcomes that don't have to do with the higher level of this league rigging the old system. I just think it's ridiculous to assume. Yeah.
Let me respond to that. For one thing, we all know that the NFL is all inclusive. That the NFL, like, look at with Gruden, right? The NFL purposely went after Gruden, cost him his career. Gruden's winning against the NFL in court. The NFL doesn't want to go to court. They want to do everything in-house. And when it comes down to punishment, who's really in charge? It's Gruden. It's all carried. It's all done within the house. There's no oversight. There's no regulations. I think that there needs to be regulations on the NFL since there's gambling involved all across. I think they should make regulations, laws, that just like with other things, that the NFL cannot legally be involved with promoting any type of gambling site, with any type of anything at all dealing with gambling.
I got you. I got you. I understand where you're going, but again, I don't believe the commissioner's guiding losses. I don't think
down to the gambling aspect.
All right. What
but
else?
Anyways, that's just my thoughts. But here, I got something else.
All right.
We're going to see probably. You maybe talked about this before. I don't know. Maybe you already said it. But I think we're going to see a lot of movement and a lot of trades before the trade deadline.
I think so. We'll probably see. I imagine we're going to see I'd say one of Walker, Breece Hall, Olave, AJ Brown, Jacoby Myers. What running back am I missing? I think one or two of those guys will get traded. I think is it possible that Jameis Winston gets traded? Maybe. I don't know. It's tough to say. But yeah, they'll probably.
What do you think the Jets say about Fields now?
The Jets are probably acting like Fields is their whole plan. Like we knew it. But Fields is also one more game away from being everyone calling him trash and no one supporting him, though. That's the way that the fickle world is. You know, that's the way Baker's now trash. Everybody hates Baker all of a sudden. You know, Baker's been a dog all year, and now he's had 2 bad games, and everyone's like, Baker sucks. So people jump off a train after 1 week.
Well, that whole thing going back to that game against Tampa and the Rams. I mean, you know that long-term ref, the head ref there, is in trouble right now and being investigated for the call he made with the review, right? Because the challenge was put out there. The coach challenged the catch of the ball, not the placement of the ball, not where the ball was placed, but whether it was a catch or not. And the head ref came back and said after a second review that they're short of the line to gain, and that had nothing. He was not legally allowed to do that.
I know, but here's the problem. Here's the problem, though. Sometimes it's just bad refereeing, though, Ron. I think what the problem is when it's against you. And no offense, but these are all things that tend to be against the desired outcome that you want. You're going to call it out. Like if the Steelers were winning because of this, I don't know that you'd
understand that everybody's human in this and that, and referees make mistakes, especially new referees. But a seasoned referee with as many years as this guy, as a head referee has, he should know the rules inside and out, and he should have known better than to do that. That's just like the coach for the Giants.
Sure, but does that mean that there's a puppet master
quarterback?
But does that mean he's the Wizard of Oz, though?
The NFL fined him for that. So I want to see the NFL be transparent then and hold these refs accountable, because if the players can get fined, and if the coaches can get fined, why can't the refs be docked their pay for blatantly messing up?
Soon it'll be all digitized. There won't be a single ref on the field. It'll be like AI.
I know
I think I'm kind of in the middle of you two guys, and like one thing I will say is like, and this goes to the whole, they're human beings. People have agendas, leagues have agendas, whether you want to say it's for money or for something else, whatever, socializing the game, international, any of that. Problem is a human, the ref, is in the back of their mind, they have that agenda in their head, and subconsciously make certain calls. That's not being rigged. That's nothing even being controlled. But that could affect the game. What are you going to do?
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Let's not.
That wasn't the only call that ref made. Remember the blatant foul against Baker that was never even called, and Baker even hinted to that in his post-game interview. It was just a whole messed up situation with the refs there in that game. And now we got another situation like tonight that swung the whole game. I mean,
But
blatant
again,
that the guy was offside to begin with. And if he was offside, that means Green Bay doesn't get the ball. Pittsburgh holds on to the ball and keeps the drive going. But so Pittsburgh had to punt the ball, and then all of a sudden, the next play that happens is a big throw where Kraft literally pushes off hard on the Steeler defensive player right in front of the ref, and it's not even called.
Ma?
And then they go down and they score. So
Is this my ma? Ma?
you know, how do you explain that?
They're
Refs are right there in front of the
because
main
the
play.
refs did a bad job, Ron. I mean, that's what I don't
They
think
got
they're.
more than one
I don't
ref.
think, but I don't think they corralled before the game and said, "Look, Stevie, I know you went through all the ranks, you got to this head official job, but guess what? It's all fake, buddy boy. Here's your script." No one's being quiet about this. You can't tell two people a secret in your family without Aunt Edna finding out. Aunt Edna will find out a week later. You think these refs are keeping this thing quiet? You think there's no rigged anything? Is there corruption, like Travis said, where like a ref is mad at the player and they're like, "Screw you, wait till your next call"? Like stuff like that, sure. But Roger Goodell is not pushing the wins and losses. I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second. I just think that it's very convenient when things don't go a certain way for a team that the fan base calls it rigged. KC's got everybody in their pocket. Everybody's in case. Casey's got all the referees in their pocket. Like no one said anything last year when things were collapsing around them. They didn't get the calls last year that everybody said they were going to get. It's just, look, there's going to be bad refereeing. And when there's a bad referee or a bad mistake, everyone's going to go, look, there it is. Corruption. How about he's just bad? How about he just sucks?
Well, here's the thing. All I got to do is say, follow the money. They need to investigate all these referees, look at all their financial deals, see what kind of money they got going in.
And I wouldn't be
And if they come back and say they're all clean, then I'll believe.
Yeah, but
I'll take your side of the boat.
Roger Goodell's gonna have his own guys look into it, and you're not gonna believe him. So we're just gonna be back here the next week.
They're not going to look into it. No, I'm talking about it independent.
Well,
other than the NFL itself, they need like I said, they need official DOJ regulations and need to look into it and
all right,
determine.
Anything else?
That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing with basketball.
I know. We'll see. I'm sorry your Steelers lost, though.
No, I mean I already expected them to lose. I didn't expect them to win this game. Because look at last year, right? Look what happened last year. I mean, we were off to that great start. We had a chance to take a commanding lead in the division, right? And what happened? We lose 4 straight games at the end of the year, and we barely don't make the playoffs. And Baltimore comes up, and they do it. So I figured the same thing because Baltimore won today, and Pittsburgh was going to lose their second game because Baltimore's going to catch up, and Baltimore's going to take the division.
All right.
Here. Guaranteed.
All right, Ron, get some sleep. Shake it off.
I don't need no sleep. I'm good to go.
Been sleeping on the lake.
This voice. No sleep.
I need no sleep.
Hi, I'm not
I
worked
need
up.
no sleep at all.
I'm not worked up at all.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm not worked up.
And I love everybody in the chat, and everybody in the chat
Go-
saying I sound ridiculous. That's fine.
Go have a steak, Ron.
It's all good.
Go have a
Oh,
steak.
I have your opinions, and I'm allowed to have mine.
Hey, you're the one eating steak. You're the one.
Thank you, everybody.
You're the one eating steak. We're not. You're getting the last laugh. All right, Ron. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Ron's not gonna get it.
Oh, maybe.
He's not gonna. He's done. I'm done. I'm canceling my television. I won't even own a TV. I'll show them. I'm getting rid of all digital electronics. I'm not going to show. Well, I'm going to hit them where it hurts. I'm not going to own a single piece of digital technology. Smitty, it was nice knowing you.
Bad idea.
Our friendship isn't
That's
thick
not
enough.
bad idea, Smitty.
Our friendship isn't thick enough for me to stick around. I'm gone. See you later. This is on principle. I'm out of here. Ron's going to analog.
No, I'd never get that way. I'd never get that way.
You'll
But
be on a CB. Get Ron on a CB.
I wouldn't go that far.
All right. All right.
I might stop playing fantasy football. I might stop watching football, but I will never go that far.
So
Friends are friends.
So you'll be like Denny. You'll just call in and not know what's going on with football. You just call in. That works. That works. I'm fine with that. You might be a more even keel, low stress Ron anyway.
I'd have to do a lot of drinking to become Denny.
Yeah. All right, gotta go, Ron. Appreciate you. Later, bro.
All right, later.
All right, Travis. Any final thoughts? Goodness gracious.
No, I can't top that. Talk to you tomorrow, Smith.
All right, later. Andy, ask Ron about. No, I'm not asking him any other questions. By the way, Hawks versus Steelers Super Bowl 2025. That'll just trigger something else. Any suggestions? 6-2. The Gibbs, Swift, Judkins. Love the running backs. We gotta wait and see what's up with Judkins tomorrow to know if Swift is expendable. And if so, we're probably London, Ladd, and Rice is pretty good though. Swift and if Swift is expendable because Judkins is going to be okay, you could look to move Judkins and Swift for one player. You could move Sharps and Swift for one player. You could move Quentin Johnson. Who? London and Woody and Judkins, or London and Woody and Swift. We're trying to get a JJ. We're trying to get a Nico off the injury. We're trying to get Kyron off the bye week. Bucky injured. Genty would be nice. Swift for Kyron. Add in something small. Swift and something like Debo for Jacobs would be good. Or Kyron or injured Bucky. I'd try those. I wish you could go get Henry and Barkley, and those guys are gone now. There's no sense in trying. You could try, I suppose, but. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Appreciate all of you. I appreciate all 546 of you on YouTube. Please subscribe if you have not yet subscribed to the channel. Hit the thumb up button on the way out the door. But I go live whenever news breaks, right here. Live whenever news breaks. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. But additionally live whenever big news breaks. And we're live most every midnight Eastern, like we are right now. And so this is your one-stop shop. So subscribe. You want to hang out here. You want to be here. And don't forget to get on over to the Patreon. It's 24/7, 365 live chatting with all the amazing people you see in the live chat right now. All the helpful people. Hit that link. That link is pinned in the live chat right now. I just dropped it fresh in the live chat. It's in the description of every video. So join the Patreon. I'll be over there tonight. Travis will probably be over there tonight chatting away. Aaron will be over there. Everybody you see in the live chat right now, a lot of them will be over there. So I'll see you over on the Patreon right now. 24/7 conversation. $10 a month. Oh, Smitty, I heard about this. Somebody had a group chat. I don't have a group chat. You do now. This is your group chat. Get in there. Links in description. Links in the live chat. Waiver board one more time. I'll throw it up on screen one more time. This is the waiver board for week number 9. Vidal, Gadsden, Hunter, Marks, Tootin, Harvey, Fannin, Tracy, Stafford, Love. That's tier 1. Tier 2, Ollie, Hendy, Kincaid, Bigsby, Samsonite, the briefcase. Depending on if Judkins is out, Samson could climb. DK, Franklin, Shakir, Spears, Manungai, that's tier 2. Tier 3, Benson, Ray Davis, Christian Watson, Tez, Booty, Pitts, Wandell, Njoku, Malik Washington, Dart, Taylor, Hutchinson, Fields, Tucker, Sean Tucker, Flacco, Singletary, Stroud, Blue. Those are the week 9 waiver wire boys. Do it live. Do it live. Do it live. We'll do more waiver tomorrow too. We show the waiver board pretty much every show. So, all right. See you all later. Appreciate every single one of you.
Brees Hall is 8 foot tall. He will always answer the mother freaking call. Don't let him fall. In the third, don't stall. Just give Batman the freaking football.
He's Brees. He's Brees.
He does a hull of a job. A hull of a job. A hull of a job.
Brees Hall, please report to the moon.
Kita sa Kalebayot.
It's Chiefs season. Mahomes is scoring 45 plus touchdowns. Let them cook.
Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Live whenever big news breaks, and live almost every single night at midnight Eastern. See you all tomorrow.